All right, we are recording.
All right, thank you. Hey girls, I just wanted to take a minute and record this call for you guys to talk a little bit about this upcoming multi-coach challenge group. I wanted to kind of go over all the information that you need to know in order to get started and be ready by October 1st. So, if you weren't on the last call, let me just explain a little bit. We're going to be running a multi-coach. That means any coach on my team, on Stephanie's team, a coach that you have in your team, anybody that's on our immediate team can join this group. And the whole purpose behind it is kind of to have extra support for our challengers, more accountability for our challengers because there's going to be more activity, more people involved. They have access to more recipes and meal plans and documents, and there's also more coach interaction. Instead of just you and that one person, there's going to be multiple different perspectives that they can gain from this multi-coach group. And then the benefit for the coaches is that it frees up a bit of our time. So as you know, right now, if you're running a challenge group, it takes up a lot of your time. You're in there every single day checking on your girls, seeing if there's anything that they need. You obviously try to post often in there. A lot of us are running free groups. We're trying to do team calls and still post on our business page. And some of us even have full-time jobs. So it makes it kind of nice to do these multi-coach groups and take some of that stress off of your shoulder. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be in there and checking on, your challengers and interacting and stuff. I'm just saying that it's helpful because what we're going to try to do is designate to where everybody has a day that they would post. And with the amount of interest that we have from the coaches, I think that we'll have enough to where we can do 2-a-day posts. So what we would do is we would have the first post happen between like 5 a.m. and 10 a.m. So no later than 10 a.m., but anytime that you're able to do it. And then the evening post would happen anywhere from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So that way we're constantly keeping the group moving and we're getting that interaction with our challengers. If you're designated to post on a certain day, that doesn't mean that you have to do the AM and the PM for that day. That just means that you have to cover the specific time slot and day that you're given. I'm going to go through and gather all the names by tomorrow afternoon and kind of create that little spreadsheet for us so we know when we have to post and what our days and times are, just to make it a little bit easier. So that's kind of the thought process behind doing this conjoined group. It's benefit for our challengers. It's a benefit for our coaches. So I figured we would have to make a few rules, obviously, because now we're talking about bringing our customers into one big group, and sometimes that gets a little bit scary to people. So if you are going to be adding somebody to the group, they must be a current customer of yours. And by current, I don't mean that they had to order this month, but they must be signed up with you. They must be actively working with you, and they must have had to purchase something within the past. So there's currently a Team Beachbody account with them, and your name shows up as their coach. Obviously, it would be preferred if your customers were to have purchased a challenge pack or a workout or Shakeology, so they can follow along a little bit easier with the group, because I'll go into details to what we're going to be doing in the group. But having those supplies and having the ability to follow through the workouts is, as we know, essential. And I know there's going to be a few of those customers where we kind of have to walk them through and maybe work them through a 30-day on-demand trial or something like that. That's okay. I'm not saying that they can't join. I'm just saying that it has to be somebody who has signed up with you that is currently showing as your customer. Let's see. There will be approval required. So right now I'm showing as the admin of this group, and the only reason that I'm doing that is because past groups that I've done that have gotten really big, I noticed that my challengers will go and they'll add their friends, and then those friends will go and add friends, and before I know it, I've got more Beachbody coaches in there that aren't part of our team, but they're part of some different team, and they're messaging me and asking if they can use the material that I have. Now, it's not really that big of a deal, but considering we have more than one coach running this group this time, it's not just me. I want to make sure that we're being cautious and we're being protective. So if there's somebody that your challenger wants to add, or if there's a friend that you want to add, if there's a unique story or situation, just bring it to my attention or Stephanie's attention, and we'll see about working them into the group. So the requirements for the coaches that are going to be participating, again, the whole idea of this is to kind of take some of that weight off of your shoulder, not having you stress out about having to post all the time, but also this is really, really good for your new coaches, you guys. So if you have a new coach, they're just getting started with the business, they're wanting to run a challenge group, but they're not quite sure how, they're not quite sure like what to post, they're just kind of getting their feet wet. This is awesome because it'll allow them an opportunity to post one time per week and get a feel for the group. And as they get more comfortable, the following month or even a couple months after that, they can run their own group with the knowledge behind them from coaches that have done it for years and know what to do and what to put out there. So the coach requirements is that, number one, you're now a challenger. So put yourself in the challenger's shoes. We're going to be expecting that you guys are drinking your Shakeology and you're doing your workouts and you're posting them in there just as we're asking our challengers to do. I will tell you right now that my most successful challenge groups are the ones where I've got down and dirty and I've shared with my girls and I've asked them for help and I've asked them for recipes and I'm posting my sweaty workouts every single day alongside them. That's ultimately why they chose to sign up with us and what they want. So you must be a challenger in this group. It starts on October 1st, which if you guys know, that's this coming up Monday. So we've got a few days to prepare. I would suggest that you open this up to any of your past customers and all of your current customers, and then invite potentials. So past customers, maybe they ordered Shakeology from you in a challenge pack like a year ago, but they fell off the face of the earth and you haven't heard from them. You want to reach out to them and say, hey girl, you know, I've got something completely new that's going to be happening. I don't know if you're still wanting to get back into things. You're not required to order more Shakeology or any more workouts. You've got the stuff, you purchased it in the past, but do you want to get yourself back on track? And let that person back in. After all, they committed to sign up with you a long time ago, so it's your job to help them. So we want to get all those people kind of added in and situated before the first of the group. I'm also asking that you guys would help update the recipe albums and everything else. Now I'll go in and give you guys a quick little screenshot and show you what the group looks like right now because I've been working on it pretty hard for the last few weeks. But I ask if you could just take a minute and add like one of your favorite recipes in there, or if you could add like a meal plan that you've used in the past to the albums, that would be great because it would be something more than just what I've added, and it's a good mixture of us coaches. You must be active and engage and show support in this group. Remember, we've all worked really hard. I worked really hard to put it together. You guys are all going to work really hard to get your challengers and you as a coach putting your information in there. So don't just disappear. Don't drop your challengers in and then run off and not post or not do anything. If you have questions or if you're nervous or you're concerned, come to me or Steph. We'll help you come up with content that you can post for that day, or we can take over the post for that day. That's not a problem, not a worry. But don't disappear. Don't leave your challengers hanging for us to do the dirty work. Okay? So I'll designate the days for the coaches. You're responsible for coaching that day, or for posting that day. Like I said, if you're scheduled for the morning, it's going to be anywhere between 5 and 10 a.m. And if you're scheduled in the afternoon, it'll be anywhere from 7 and 9 p.m. There are certain things that, you know, we could recommend as coaches for you to post on. Again, there's tons of information out there, but I want to have our group have like a main focal point each day. So it could be like Manic Monday or Transformation Tuesday, Thirsty Thursday, Wacky Wednesday. Those are kind of like our ideas of what we post once a day. It's not going to be your workout. It's not going to be your Shakeology unless you're saying something specific about that workout that is engaging the challengers. So when our challengers go in to hold themselves accountable and they want to post their workout or they want to post Shakeology, we're going to have specific threads created for this. So I'm going to show you guys, share my screen right now and show you the group really quick. Okay, so here's the challenge group. It's called Health, Love, and Fitness. So when you search for it, search Health, Love, and Fitness. And I just kept it really generic for all of us to kind of be able to access it. There's no like monthly name. If this needs to go on for another 2 months, it can just stick as it is. So when you go to photos and you go into the albums, you're going to see I've itemized everything. It's really organized. So there's Shakeology recipes. There's over 40 different Shakeology recipes in here currently. If your challenger comes in and clicks on instructions part 1, Okay, there's going to be very specific instructions as far as what they need to do. And if they just look at the description or in the comments, they'll see what those are. This is obviously for them to figure out what their calorie baseline is. So you guys get the idea. Each photo, when you click on it, the content is within it, okay? So let's go back to another album. Accountability posts. This is what I was starting to explain. So when your challenger wants to post their workout or they want to post their Shakeology for the day to show that they've done it, they would go here to the accountability posts. They would go to workout selfies and they would add their selfie right here with a brief little description. Same thing goes for Shakeology. Now I can tell you right now that your challengers aren't going to have to go to the albums and access these threads, because these threads are going to be consistently active right in the main part of this feed. So when they come to the group, they're going to see right front and center where it shows, Shakeology or workout complete. And we'll have anywhere from 400 to 500 comments underneath that specific thread showing who's doing what. So going back to the albums, if you look, I've started to add like meal plans in here so everybody can access a specific meal plan. All of this is Beachbody Nutrition Plan approved. If you look within here, you will see calorie range breakdown. So if you have somebody that's in a 1200 calorie range, make sure that you're selecting the right one. There's vegan ones. There's, the 1800 calorie range. So really pay attention or explain to your challengers that they are all different. I've also included the grocery list. This came straight off of Beachbody On Demand, so it's all nutrition plan approved, but it gives them a good idea of, what they need to shop for. Then if you just go into the recipes, I'll just do the breakfast one for now, but I've uploaded recipes, breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner. And within the snack one, I'm kind of including the desserts, but when you click on a photo, you will see underneath of the description, the recipe. So if you want to go and add something to this album, you would click add a photo, choose that photo that you want, and then before you hit post, you would put the recipe in the definition. Nothing has to be perfect. If you guys can't get it, it's okay. We can still stick it in there. We'll work through all that. But the whole purpose of this is it's super organized. It contains all of the needs for our challengers. It allows them just to quickly access stuff, but it also makes them feel like, man, this coach has really put a lot of time in this. She's really done a lot to make sure that, we're successful. So they feel good when they join these kind of groups and they see all of this content and they see everything that we're doing. So that's just to give you guys a rundown. You'll be stuck in that group. If you could add a couple of things to the albums before we start on October 1st, that would be great. Lastly, what to tell your potentials about this group. So what I've been telling my potentials is we've got just a killer challenge group that we're starting. I know you've probably seen me share about my groups in the past, but this one's going to be epic. We've got a number of coaches and a ton of challengers. We're all going to be in there keeping you active and accountable, at the same time keeping ourselves active and accountable. So this is going to be a very active, happening group. And it just kind of makes them excited to know that they're going to be part of something big. I also let them know that all of the tools that they need, all of the know-how, all of the what to do kind of instructions are within the group. However, they still might be a little bit nervous about, okay, well, I'm still just not sure how to get started. And I know that you said it's all in the albums, but I don't really know what to do. So I decided to have a prep day on Saturday and Sunday. And on Saturday, I'm going to go through, hey, make sure you're doing your measurements. This is where you can click in the albums to find those measurements. Make sure that you're figuring out your calorie intake. This is where you go to find that. If you need to know how to access Beachbody On Demand, you can go to this album and watch this brief little video. It will explain it. Or if you don't know how to use the portion control containers, you can click on this album and it will show you how to use them. So literally everything is at their fingertips, but I will still go through that Saturday and Sunday, walking them through it so they're completely ready to get started. And then day one of our challenge group, you guys, it's got to be full of energy. We're excited. We're pumped up. We're going to keep these people moving, because if you think about it, these girls, we're hoping to demonstrate something that they want to be part of for the long term. They want to fall in love with their transformation. They want to fall in love with this healthy lifestyle eating, and they want to continue with it. And that is your potential to get somebody in this business to have them stand beside you and be an amazing coach. I know I've got many of my coaches that way, and my coaches that are on the call right now are all those girls, and they've went through the challenge group. They loved it. They've had amazing transformations, and now they're standing beside me on my team working the business. So that is a good reason to be involved and really to make this big, make it happen. Okay, and then lastly, if you guys, again, have any questions, just come to Stephanie or I. We're happy to answer them. If you're nervous about your day, or if you have a coach that's asking you a question you don't know how to answer, that's what we're all here for. So get to know your coaches, become friends with them, use them to lean on and to, bounce ideas off of, because that's what we're here for. We are a community. We help one another, and we don't make this to where it's difficult and it's overwhelming and it's just too much to do. So that is the Coach Challenge group. If you have not commented that you wanted to be part of that yet, please go to the team page and say, add me, and one of us will add you to the group so you can get started. You are welcome to start adding your challengers and customers right now. Feel free, just go ahead and get them going, but let them know that everything doesn't officially start until October 1st. And then lastly, on a second note, we decided to do what's called a Coach Challenge group. Now, this isn't to add extra legwork. This is completely fun. This is for us to get to know one another, to be goofy, to post our side of ourselves that maybe we wouldn't normally share in our challenge group or whatever. So Stephanie is going to be creating it if you want to participate. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to hold ourselves accountable in there too. Okay. We're coaches. We need to be learning more. We need to be watching those national wake up calls. We need to be doing the trainings. And instead of, sharing all that stuff, what I thought would be a good idea would be to go into this Coach Challenge group and share like a takeaway from your national wake up call, or share a takeaway from a book that you're reading. Or if you happen to listen to something really inspiring on the radio or whatever, just share a quick little one sentence takeaway that you took away from something like that. So we can all kind of feed off of the things that we're all learning. If you found a training video online that is really phenomenal, share it in the group, because we all want to be part of that too. I think that it's a good idea for us to share funny things. Like, we all have those crazy customers that drive us up the wall. We have those insane people on our Facebook page that send us messages that are like, whoa, that was just nuts. I posted a crazy video of my family's feet because we have really weird toes. And I get that it was probably not everybody's cup of tea, but I got more private messages from our toes that I seriously considered taking it down. So I'm like, those foot fetish freaks out there. Yeah, there's Stephanie's right there. Those foot fetish freaks out there. And there were some I got invited to join a group. So we can share those things and just kind of let loose, because there are going to be those times in this business where we're like, seriously, WTF moment. I can't even begin to think what this girl's trying to say, or I can't even begin to process what just happened over here. We should share that with each other and have a good laugh, because there's nobody else that we can share it with. Okay, so our national wake up call takeaways, our training video takeaways, we can share customer messages. We can share things too. Like this morning, I got a message from a girl that last year she started following me. She was just over 300 pounds. She's been following me as a quiet, a closet follower. So I didn't really know she was there. She's never liked or commented on any of my posts or anything, but she said she gets up every day and checks my page. And because of things that I post and what I've been doing, she has found the motivation to lose weight. She's down to 260 pounds, which to me was just incredibly awesome. And it was that much more exciting to me that she sent me a message, and I had no idea who she was or that she was following, but I wanted to jump around and tell my family, and I'm showing my kids the message, and they're like, yeah, mom. Okay, mom, I get it. But this group will allow us to do those kind of things and share those feel-good moments and our reasons behind continuing to coach. If you have a paycheck that you were really hoping would have been more for the month and you're having a hard time understanding why, you can post questions in there and let us kind of try to figure it out for you or help you get on track with where you need to be. So that coach accountability group is more so not just for our fitness and drinking Shakeology, but we're holding ourselves accountable to being good coaches and to furthering our business and to taking a step in the next in the right direction, in the next step to the next direction, and then also making progress with growing our minds and growing our opportunities and knowing, being on the cusp of what's the newest and the latest all the time. So that's what that group's for. It's also going to start on October 1st. Again, Stephanie will get that started. So there are a couple different posts in the team page right now. One of them says multi-coach challenge group, and the other one says coach accountability group. If you go on those threads and comment, please add me, then we will be sure to get you in either one or whichever one you want to be in. So that's all I've got for you guys. I hope that this video helps and that the recording goes smoothly so we can put it out there and have everybody that we need join this group and just make it awesome. All right, girls, thank you so much for joining. Does anybody have any questions?
Nope.
No questions. Okay, perfect. All right, that's it, Steph. We can wrap it up.
Thanks. Good night.
Good night, girls. Thank you.
Night,
Thank you.
ladies.